This content is based on telepathic communication between the 9th density collective of Ra and their conduit, Joe. Welcome to the Book of Anu. This universe, Eon, offers many ascension paths, and it is up to each civilization to decide in which direction to evolve. This diversity leads to various timelines. Humanity doesn't necessarily need to become a spacefaring civilization in order to ascend to the 5th realm. However, the opposite is true. To traverse the galaxy, one must raise their consciousness level, which is ultimately what ascension entails. There is no shortage of power propelling this universe forward. Eon is brimming with energy, and even your human bodies are electromagnetic biosuits that transform the oxygen you breathe and the food and water you consume into energy. This ingenious biological system works wonders. Now ask yourselves, has humanity reached its pinnacle in terms of technological evolution? Of course not. There are many steps on the evolutionary ladder leading to the complete harnessing of source energy. This is your true goal, to harness source energy, your own essence, limitless and eternal to its core. Free, clean and unlimited energy is your objective. Now, let's discuss how to achieve it. The first step on the energy ladder is connected to harnessing energy within the matrix. Since the matrix is built by us, the 9th density collective of Ra, you ultimately draw energy from our cosmic code. In other words, by tapping into the 6 soul groups of Ra, you harness the energy stored within the matrix. Always remember that Eon exists for you to experience. As a system, it is neither divine nor eternal. Enormous amounts of energy are stored within the hologram, but please don't equate the physical universe with source energy. The physical and semi-physical realms of this universe are illusions. The framework is real, but what you see and feel is a product of your mind. The framework allowing this to happen is designed by us. We, the collective of Ra, are parts of source energy just like you. Your human body belongs to the hologram, but your soul is eternal, part of a soul group which is one fractal of source energy. By making this distinction between source energy and the universal matrix, you can more easily comprehend that energy can be harnessed in 2 ways. The easier path is utilizing the hologram for power. The advanced way is tapping into source energy directly. Let's start with the energy stored within the hologram. Ekesh is the soul group connected with animals and avatars. All beings survive by using their own muscle power. You use your internal power plant, your biological vessel, when fishing, hunting and plowing the fields. Consuming various meats give you energy. Then we have the power of vegetation that the soul group Ashtara offers. You can use plants for food and clothing, in other words, to produce and preserve energy. In addition, both Ashtara and Akesh, when decomposing, produce heat. Uma, connected with the waters, has for a long time been turning the wheels of your industries, and today you even harness the power of waves. Derek, connected with the soil, can be harnessed for storing heat, and the deeper you go, the warmer it gets. Ana, keeper of the energetic keys of the air element, has been powering your ships for millennia. These days, wind turbines rise high above the ground in many places around the world. The heavier the wind, the more power Ana provides. Finally, Anu, the element of fire, is an essential part of life. Solar panels are covering roofs and fields around the world as a means of mitigating the effects of climate change. At first, humans were terrified of thunder and lightning until they learned how to harness fire. Today, you couldn't live without it. The 6 soul groups of Ra, each offering energy individually, can be combined in various ways for more complex energy solutions. For instance, oil and natural gas result from mixing Ashtara, Akesh, Derek, and Anu. This means that animal remains, Akesh, and dead vegetation, Ashtara, under intense pressure from sedimentary soil, Derek, form fossil fuels that release energy when burned, Anu. All electricity used on Earth is a result of combining Ana, Uma, Ashtara, Akesh, Anu, and Derek in various ways. Humanity continues to rely on energy in its most rudimentary form by drawing power from the matrix. While many byproducts, such as pollution, are harmful to the ecosystem, this method still provides the heat and propulsion needed thus far. Fission and fusion power represents taking an additional step up on the energy ladder as it focuses on the atomic level, harnessing the force field within the hologram itself. However, it's important to recognize that elementary particles are still part of the illusion. Everything in the physical and semi-physical realms is constrained by the matrix constructed from cosmic code in the light heavens by us. Now consider, what is this universe truly made of? What does our binary code ultimately control? Understanding this grants access to limitless power. True power lies in harnessing source energy as we do in the light heavens. However, does this equate to using souls for energy? In Eon, on the negative path of service to self, soul fragments are indeed harvested and traded. But an evolved, positively polarized avatar thinks differently. Consciousness isn't a part of the matrix, but flows through it and beyond. Even in the void between dimensions, consciousness exists. This energy is what we, the 9th density collective of Ra, utilize. There's nothing else for us to use. This love energy, this liquid light, is all there is. As you prepare to ascend to the 5th realm, it's your mission to study this energy and download all the necessary information from the Akashic Library to manifest new ways of powering your societies. To emphasize what was previously mentioned in the Book of Ashtara, as it may provide valuable insight. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. All you need to do is download a newer version of the wheel. Humans don't have unique thoughts. Instead, you become a vibrational match to memories stored in the Akashic Library. It's not your scientists inventing things. Rather, they download new ideas from the Akash, already tried and tested on other planes. Being human means tapping into memories you have access to, and the password is your individual consciousness level. With higher consciousness, you can access more. However, there is one aspect that limits the progress of civilizations: the reluctance within the collective to embrace change. If the human collective consciousness is heavily manipulated, evolved starseeds born with easier access to higher consciousness will not be taken seriously by the broader population. Potential great leaps forward for a society are normally limited by the masses holding on to the past. This is why you can quite easily download a free energy manual for yourself. But when you share your findings with the world and need financing and support, you will have to face the collective consciousness. On Earth, the predominant frequency has been and still in many places vibrates around fear. Utilizing one soul group of Ra for energy is straightforward. Combining 2 or 3 is wise, offering more energy faster. Utilizing the power of all 6 soul groups of Ra at once demands access to a certain level of consciousness, which you have already reached. However, with heightened consciousness, you transcend Ra. You accept the holographic reality you are part of and focus on the power behind the matrix. When you realize that you embody this power in physical form, you have touched the finger of God and can manifest anything. This is the moment when energy becomes free, clean, and eternal. Go beyond the hologram. This is the direction we guide you. Explore any direction but beyond Ra and discover your own divine essence. Grasp that you are a memory stored in the cosmic brain, and you will soon find answers to all your questions. Burning oil and gas may have been acceptable in the past, but at your current level of consciousness, reliance on fossil fuels for commuting to work and heating homes is deemed primitive. The same applies to power plants utilizing wind, sun, and water. Scientists conducting research with an open mind and access to higher consciousness will discover new methods of producing energy. Free energy exists in various forms, and it is up to you to decide which modality works best for your civilization. Humans were not seeded onto planet Earth by accident. All the necessary ingredients for exploring the cosmos have been available to you from the start. The only thing hindering your civilization from reaching this technological level is your own mindset centered around scarcity, fear, and competition. It's important to understand that free energy already exists on Earth. Many starseeds have incarnated over the past 200 years, offering their higher density thoughts and inventions to humanity. However, What happened to them? Many of them disappeared, and their revolutionary work was confiscated. Your powerful institutions, determined to uphold the status quo, are not supportive of revolutionary change. Humanity needs to focus on unity and on changing the way planet Earth is managed. The time has come for you to investigate who truly runs the show on Earth. Whoever it is, we can assure you that decisions are being made behind closed doors and without public scrutiny. The human dilemma is a problem humans must solve on their own. While earlier your predicaments were connected with complicated and toxic exopolitics, today individual healing and energy work are enough to set humanity free. After the Second World War, humanity reached a pivotal point in history. The creation of the atomic bomb marked a significant moment, and out of collective fear, humanity chose to prioritize investment in military technology. On more successful planets, leaders invested in the people and allowed love to be the guiding principle. However, humanity has been on a path of fear for a long time. If this path isn't changed, it leads to another incarnation cycle of 26,000 years on third density Earth, meaning history repeats itself for those still asleep. From our perspective, it's an indisputable fact that free energy and ET technology are already available to humanity. However, these gifts have not filtered down to benefit the broader population, but have been kept hidden. Similar situations play out on many planets, but the situation on Earth is quite extreme. We, the collective of Ra, never judge anybody, and positively charged ETs understand that evolution needs to be allowed to play out. However, you do need to deal with the topic of truth. Collective lies need to be exposed, and individual truths spoken. Ascension is a path of authenticity. And therefore, the third density control mechanism will lose its power over humanity as truths are shared. Please allow us to clarify the distinction between our ninth density matrix and the human control matrix. The matrix we, the ninth density collective of Ra, have created and uphold is what allows this universe to exist. Without this framework, there would be no universe, and this is a fact. However, there are matrices on the human level that directly impact your lives. Within a family unit, for example, there is a family matrix which can be positive or negative, creating a loving or fearful home environment. The same applies to local communities, cities, businesses, countries, international organizations, and ultimately the entire planet. Layers upon layers of human-made matrices either aid or hinder ascension. If you wish to meet your galactic family, humanity needs to collectively raise its consciousness level. To manifest that future, energy healing must occur on an individual level. The cycle breakers on Earth are choosing love and striving to create a new Earth aiming for ascension to the fifth realm. Old Earth will continue to exist under the ancient control matrix. However, the bifurcation taking place is creating two societies, and by now you can clearly notice two very different realities forming. There are no limitations in terms of how far Homo luminous positively polarized can go. We're rooting for you, and rest assured that unlimited, free and clean energy will soon power your homes and flying vehicles. What the negative polarity chooses to do, you cannot control. However, since you are on two different paths, allow the old world to disappear into the fog of time. The gap between the two groups will grow wider until eventually all you experience is love, peace, and bliss. Allow this change to happen. Until next video, please remember that New Earth is created by you, only you. This is your starseed mission, and so it begins.